Well, hello everybody. Man, I even managed to start on time today. I have a totally new setup here, so and it's been a while since I've live streamed this ugly face. Okay, so first thing I would like to know is that the few of you that are here, how is my volume? If I can get a sound check on that, please. Um, I see some people in here already. Hello, Rich. Can you hear me, buddy? What do we sound like out there? Samuel, yeah, I see you're here too. Um, I'm really hoping you all can hear me. Let me go into settings here and just make sure that okay, well, I have some green buttons going on, so I think I'm good. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Box Pro. Um, So there's a couple of things I want to talk to you guys about before I get into the main topic of what I'm developing for you guys. Um, I have had some struggles past 6 or 8 weeks, and for those of you that are subscribers, you've noticed that I haven't really been posting. I think I only had one video in the past month. My wife has had a hell of a time, man. It's just been it's just been one thing after another. 4 hospital visits, Coke Zero, um, and it's really taking a lot of time away from the channel. Those of you who have been kind enough to support the channel by having me accomplish some things for you, talk with you on the phone, and so forth. Sometimes I've been late. I am human. As much as I want to help you guys, that human side does get to me. Thank you for the sound check there, James. So I think we're on the upmend here, and things are starting to settle down a little bit. I still have some challenges, but hey, we're getting there, and it's allowing me to get back to you guys. So my first comment of the day is I apologize for being away from the channel just a little bit. I've still been engaged via email and the services, but it's dragged a couple of times there. So, but we're getting back to it on more normal schedule. And I wanted to try streaming again, you guys, because it's hard for me, especially with the past couple of months, to sit down and do a video with the lighting and then edit it, because I do several things when I edit, and I just thought, hey, let's just try this live. Okay, that way I can answer some questions live for you guys, and just let you know that I'm still breathing. Okay, so enough with that. One of the videos that I have had in the I appreciate the comments, you guys, Mario, Billy, Earl. I appreciate your comments about the family. One of the videos that I've had in the pipeline that I just haven't gotten around to finish editing was winterizing your truck. We're in the dead of winter now, right? Some of you probably up in the north there are frozen to the ground. I'm still going to go over some of that, okay, because it is important. Maybe you've overlooked something, but it's just going to be just really brief, because what I really want to get into and announce to you guys is one of the things I've been working on behind the scenes that didn't take up any computer work or anything that I could do while I was sitting with my wife, was develop what I have come to call my trucking business blueprint. And what that is, it's a fluid blueprint for you and your trucking business. Fluid meaning everybody's different, everybody's business is different. But I have a general outline of a blueprint that I want to start sharing with you guys. And there's a lot coming on that particular item. But for now, you can go to that website address, truckbizblueprint.com, and it's a way to get in touch with me and get some individual help. Of course, I have to, charge a little bit for my time, but I think you'll find that as you compare what my fee is, so to speak, and for what you get in return, it's a fantastic value for what's being offered out there right now. Okay, so you can check that out, truckbizblueprint.com. Just rolled it out over the weekend, but it is not complete. It's just a beginning, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. But if you guys don't mind for right now, oh, also if you have any questions, go ahead and put them into the comments. Any support that you can give the channel would be fantastic. If I get a lot of questions, I probably won't be able to answer them all, but you can, if you support the channel via super chat, then you can rest assured that your questions will be answered either along the way or certainly by the time the live ends. Okay. So I want to talk to you a little bit about winterizing your truck real quick, and maybe 5 minutes is all we're going to talk about. Okay. Because there might be one or two little nuggets in here that you guys really haven't thought of. So let me open up, see if I can do this, because as I said, this is totally new to me, this new setup, and it looks like I've been able to do that. Any little win, man, is good. Okay, so I've said before that ATBS at atbs.com, they have, and they're not sponsoring my live. It's just that they are one of a few. I have 3 or 4 trusted sources on the internet that I go to. Now, yes, ATBS does offer, along with all of these free helpful articles, yeah, they offer, bookkeeping and tax service, both of which I have used in the past, years past, not recently. But aside from that, they've got a great knowledge base of articles. And one of them is the winterizing your truck. So we're just going to go through this really quick because, like I said, a lot of you are probably already stuck to the ground in the north there. But some of the things that you guys want to have, for your own safety. Okay, this is not only talking about your truck, but it's talking about you too. Because if you're a single owner operator and you get sick or something happens to you because of weather and you weren't prepared, then your business takes a hit, just like if your truck takes a hit. Okay, if you take a hit, it's just as bad. So let's look at some of the things you should have. Some extra blankets. I had a real quick story about that. I'll never forget when my truck broke down in Salt Lake City in the dead of winter, and I had to park overnight at the Freightliner dealership there in Salt Lake City, and the breakdown was such that I could not run the motor. So I went to Walmart and I bought a small little compact DC heater that I hoped my batteries would get me through all night. And I'll tell you what, yeah, it wasn't good. I froze. I thought I was going to freeze to death, and I couldn't stay inside the building that night. It was a mess. So extra blankets, first aid kit, flashlight. Hey guys, when we talk about the flashlight, how about some batteries? Okay, there's so many times in my life, not just trucking, I've picked up a flashlight that I haven't used in 6 months or whatever, and the batteries are dead. Make sure you have those batteries. Canned food and bottled water. Look, I was in the Army. Okay, I'm not opposed to getting my little P38 can opener and eating a can of beans out of in the cold, whatever, just to get something in me. Gloves, scarves, hats, snow boots, snow shovel, why a snow shovel, you say? Well, you might have to dig yourself out a little bit to put some chains on. Now, with that being said, I don't advocate chains. What's my saying about chains? Oh yeah, I use them to get myself out of trouble, not to get myself into trouble. I chained a truck twice in my career, and of course, it was up I-70, somewhere around Vail Pass, probably. Never again after that. I still slid. It was pretty scary. Flares, says radio, but you'll more than likely have your radio in your truck, right? Extra coolant. I know that sounds weird, but in the wintertime, but you will need to carry some extra coolant. Washer fluid. When I talk about washer fluid, you guys don't get the kind that they sell in the summertime. You need to get the winterized kind, because as soon as you put the summerized, That's a word, but not in this context. As soon as you put that summer washer fluid on your window in up there in Vale, stop the truck because you're not going to be able to see anything. Extra fuel filter and filter wrench just in case you get gelled up. What a dirty word that is, right? Whew. Tire chains. Mine are still in the bag. The ones I bought after I ruined them up on Vale the second time. So some things you can do: check the battery, check your filter and water separator. Always drain your water out of the fuel filter there, guys. You can use fuel additives. The only fuel additive I ever used was non-gelling. I didn't put anything else in my fuel. You want to inspect the cooling system, keep the engine warm, air dryer. Tires are huge. Okay, guys. So that's really all I have on that. The video was much more in depth, but like I said, it's so damn late now, and most of you have already experienced this. Maybe there was something in there that you can use. Let me see. I have a few minutes here. I don't want to make this long for you guys. I know that when I was driving, I liked to watch lives or listen to lives as I was driving. So those of you driving out there, have a great day, have a safe day, and don't look at my ugly face. Just listen to me, okay? All right. Let's look at just a few questions here. I won't get to all of them right now because I do want to get into the trucking business blueprint. Also, you guys, I have my website has pretty much everything on it. I'm changing it around a little bit in that I'm migrating some of the stuff on that over to another platform. So, but that still has all the information and links to get you to the Truck Biz Blueprint area as well. But let's take a look at some questions. Let me see if I can see who is here. I said hello to Samuel Newton Jr. already, and Richard Herrera from Austin, Texas. Hello there. Red Hawk Transport is here. Box Pro. Bamenda, boy, I just, sometimes I'm not good with names, but I do my best, okay? Yasin is in the house. James, yes, thank you for that. Richard, I appreciate the prayers, man. It's been a struggle. Currently, I have to put a intravenous bag of antibiotics on her every day for the next couple of weeks, but she's home and she's more comfortable, and she does seem to be getting better every day. Thank you. All right. Billy Earl, thanks for what you do. I'm not a guru, you guys. I'm just like you guys. I don't mean to call you simple, but I am just a simple truck driver. I only ever had one truck, but I had 18 years experience. Okay, so that and I didn't have this when I started. Yeah, there were some people on YouTube that I followed, but Daniel McCarthy is one of them. At the time, he was with Landstar, and his whole truck blew up like 1 week or the first day or something into his journey, and he found a way to carry on with his business. He does something a little different now, but if you're interested in oversized loads, take a look at Daniel McCarthy and his channel. He posts some pretty good stuff. Sam I Am says, love your videos. Keep up the great work. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you, Pretty JD. Very fairly priced. You're probably talking about truckbizblueprint.com. Thank you. Baminda Boy, any idea on the best toll pass to use? So what I used was pre-pass, but they have a product called Ultimate, like Ultimate Pass or something. They've got like 2 or 3 different products, and the one that I used was a was a white pass, was about maybe 6 inches long or something. Of course, you put it in your window, and it was good for all of the tolls and the way station. And I loved that thing. I mean, it had all the tolls, it had Oklahoma tolls, Texas tolls, Florida tolls. It even had the California tolls on there. So, and I think it was $25 a month, between 25 and $29 a month, but it was well worth it. So that's my favorite. Just get that ultimate, ultimate something. I don't know if it's ultimate. Might be confusing my words on my website, but check it out at Prepass, and I think you'll be happy with that product. Box Pro, man, I really appreciate you. Thank you for that. I am a little tongue-tied because I love the channel. We're looking, by the way, guys, we're looking at simple little me with 25,000 subscribers, and the 25,000 subscribers is about 15 to 16% of the people who watch the channel. So I really love that I can take the time to put the content out there and hopefully get better at what I do to help you guys. And it's super stickers and other types of support in the channel that help me to do that for you guys. So thank you. Box Crow, thanks again, buddy. Come back and take a look at the replay. The replays will be out there. And for those of you watching the replay, put some questions that you have down in the comments, and I will try to get to those at a later date. Okay, so please go ahead and comment. I'll get your comments, and I'll somehow take care of you guys. You can also email me, you guys, at tony@truckingtopicstoday.com. There is about anywhere from a 12-hour to a maybe 24-hour wait for me to get to you, because I get so many emails, but I will answer your questions. Okay. All right. With all of that said, I was answering some questions. So let me just go back and answer a few more. As you can tell here, I'm struggling with my buttons. Let's see. Gray Dog Logistics. Hello there. Trucker Style Sean. Hey, Sean, I think you have a channel. I'm going to check it out later. I think you might have a channel. Let me know. Because I seem to think I've watched some of your stuff, but it might be someone with a similar name. Dwayne, hello. Yeah, man, it's this is the first one I've had in months. I mean, literally months, probably like 5 months. But the video editing thing and posting videos has been a little hard. So I'm going to try this about 3 times a week. Another thing I'd like for you guys to tell me, there's 22 of us on here right now, is what is the best time of day that you could, like when you're running, your loads or whatever, what's the best time of day that you would like a live from me? And be sure to tell me what time zone you're in, because I'll start modifying the time that I go live if you guys like the lives. Yeah, and thanks, Sean. The growth is, I'm around 30 to 45 on average new subscribers every day. So that tells me, that there's well more than that are watching, and I appreciate that. And because I'm guilty of that too, right? I'll go into somebody's channel and I'll watch their videos, but I won't even take the time to subscribe sometimes. It's just one of those things. It's a YouTube phenomenon. So hold on here. Yes, and do I need no, you do not, sir. Do I need? And he wants to know Does he need plate and license information on the Amazon Relay application? No, you do not. The only thing you put on the Relay application is the number of trucks that you have. So, it'll ask you how many trailers, how many box trucks, how many semi trucks do you have? And uh, there's no plate information. That doesn't come until after you're approved. And then you go into your app or on the website and you put in your specific truck information, including license plate, because that's how they're going to scan you when you come in. They need to have your license plate. So along with that, you guys, I do have a service that's been very, very, very successful. This is, I started this out on a whim because in my earlier videos, earlier this year, late last year, I was having people just send me their COIs and their DOT number, and I would quickly take a look at things and give them feedback on whether or not I thought that they were going to be approved for Amazon. Because as we all know, or you will find out, that Amazon, once they deny you, it's pretty much a death nail with them, and sometimes it should not be. However, I have found some things that I have in my tool belt that even when you get that hard pass from Amazon, normally I can get it turned around if everything looks good on my end. You know what? Hold on a minute. Well, let me look at something here. I told you everything was new here. I even got a new. What did that do? I had the film on the camera. So, because I used to do this from my Mac, but now I have a Windows setup, so I had to get a webcam. Anyway, so I've got some tools in my tool belt to help you get accepted even after you get that hard no. If you go to carriercheck.net, that's the service I have for you. And tell me about this. So the way I have it now is you fill out a form at carriercheck.net. And you send me your COI, and I still go through all of my stuff. And sometimes it takes an hour to get back to you. Sometimes it takes up to, maybe later that day or very early the next day, depending on what my workload is that day. But what I'm considering doing and what I've started is putting together like a step-by-step video tutorial on how to tell you how to go in there and put information in and what to look for and so forth. So tell me if you'd rather have me do it or if you would rather go through a step-by-step video tutorial and do it yourself, same price. Okay. What would you prefer? If you would answer in the comments below, that would be fantastic. So that's at carriercheck.net. Anything to do with Amazon. It's been very successful for many people. And by the way, if you have been approved through my Carrier Check program, can you say that down below in the comments? And as well as you folks listening on the replay, hey, let me know. Okay. Let's see. Gray Dog Logistics, St. Louis, Kansas. Yes, sir. That's a big yes. Your area is really good for Amazon Relay. Southern California is fantastic. Chicago area and the upper Midwest, all good areas. I'm not saying other places are not, but those are really fantastic areas. So yes, no, yeah, you're fine. This question here, yes, you can. You can rent a semi truck if you want to, or you can rent trailers if you can find one. Okay, those of you looking for trailers know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, that Coke Zero Sugar is good. I keep saying that because the last time I was live, Mr. Daniels was visiting with me at the time, and that is not the case right now. It's too early in the day for Mr. Daniels. He'll be knocking on the door here in a few hours. What I really want to talk to you guys about is, so most of you guys on my channel are new to not the trucking industry, but new to being an owner operator, and or considering being an owner operator, or are just curious company drivers, who might find my jokes funny or whatever, or may want to decide to be a owner operator in the future. And that seems to be probably a full 75% of the channel. So that's the niche here, is helping you guys get to the point of making a decision to do that, and then helping you, and I like to say holding your hand. Those of you that have talked to me on the phone before know I love saying that. I just basically hold your hand, especially during that first month while we're waiting for your authority. By the way, if you do need authority, you can go to samedaydot.net. It's another service I have. If you fill out a form, it's so simple. Fill out a form, take you 5 minutes, and then you submit that to me. Excuse me, and then we take care of your DOT for you. Registration. We'll get your DOT number the same day or whatever day that you actually pay the FMCSA their fee. Okay. And then, but it can be the same day. And then I take you as part of that service. I take you by the hand, and we're going to go step by step, and we're going to get you compliant, whether you're a box truck company or a semi truck company. And we're going to get you to where, if you want to be rolling on the first day that your authority becomes active, then you will be rolling on that first day. Okay. You may want to go to tonytime.co, and there, or even I think this will take you there too. Tony on Demand will take you to an area where you can get some extra help with for during the time that we are waiting for your authority to become active. Okay, is what I'm trying to say. I've got 14 things in my brain right now, and they're not working. So at any rate, we will help you start. Since most of you are newer or thinking about this, we will help you start and guide you and get you compliant. And as far as I know, and if you have been, put it in the comments below. This is how confident I am. If you've been shut down by the DOT because something was set up wrong, or I told you something, hey, just let us know in the comments below, okay? Can I delete the comment? Probably, but not before it's posted, okay? That's how confident I am. All right, let me take a look at this. Do we have any more? Mr. Tanny. I just love that man. All right. So I have, in the past 6 weeks, since my wife's been going through these issues, have been developing what I have come to call truck business blueprint, or trucking business blueprint. Okay. And it's fluid in that your business is not the same as the next driver going down the road, or the next person who wants to open a trucking company. There are requirements, you guys, as you know, some of those that you are thinking about it. And these requirements may be keeping some of you company drivers, in fact, from making the decision to open your own trucking company. And it was daunting to me as well in the beginning. And I did everything on my own. As I said, I stumbled, and I had to go back and change my authority after I had applied 4 or 5 times. I had to go in and change it because I wrote down or submitted the wrong information, answered the questions wrong. So I didn't have this kind of help. And now, so what I like to do is one of my sayings that you'll hear me say is I do this so that you can leapfrog some of the mistakes that I've made. You don't have to experience them. Okay. I'll get you past those. So whether you're a box truck company, or whether you're a semi truck company, whether you have 1 truck or 10 trucks, we're going to work together on your trucking business blueprint. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about your goals. We're going to talk about where you're at Where's your terminal? Are you going to have another terminal somewhere else? And what you're interested in. Are you interested in semis or box trucks? Do you want flatbed, reefer, oversized? What do you want to do? When you're doing yourself a disservice, you guys, when you get into your truck and you just now are going to start looking for loads. Okay. Um, it's best to have a little idea of what are the pitfalls of taking reefer loads, you know? I mean, I hope you're an early morning man or woman because your loads deliver between 2 and 5 most of the time, and most of the time they're 6-hour unloads, right? And then you have to deal with lumpers and stuff. Um, so there's pros and cons to all types, but this is the blueprint. This is how we're going to put your trucking company together. Okay. We could have an initial consultation. By the way, if you go to trucking topics one-on-one.com, I don't have a slide for that. I apologize. I guess I can create one real quick. Trucking topics one-on-one.com. One of the things I do for you guys is I give away 10 or 15-minute phone calls. I give those away. But they have to stay 10 or 15 minutes, okay? Because other people have paid me for some, real quality time. I have to keep to schedules, and even then, I'm so damn long-winded that I go over on those calls, and sometimes I'm a little late calling the next person. But go to Trucking Topics one-on-one, the number one-on-one.com. See if there's any slots there. If there is not, if the calendar is blank like it was this morning, all the slots have been taken. Okay. I only offer 2 slots every Tuesday and every Thursday. If one of them cancels or whatever, it does become back available immediately. So if you don't see anything, and I only book those 4 weeks out, that's why you can't get to next month or into the middle of next month. Keep trying. Or the other option is to just spend a little bit more time with me through tonytime.co, okay, or Tony on Demand. Tony on Demand, by the way, is where you can get access to my cell phone, unlimited texting, and you can even get some phone time with me. Okay, ring me, I answer. All right, so that's something that you might want to take a look at as well. But what I've done with this blueprint and what I'm still working on is I'm taking you from the moment that you say, I want to start a trucking company. And then my next question is going to be why, because the why is important. Okay. And then we're going to talk about what your vision is and where you want to be in 5 years. And I'm not drilling you, or I'm not finding reasons for you not to do what you want to do. But if you want help and if you want to get started on the right foot in this very heavily watched over and regulated industry, you have to get started on the right foot. And we will build a trucking business blueprint for you. Okay. And then once we get your authority, and by the way, I don't have to do your authority. I would love to, of course, and I challenge you to find a better price. But even if I don't do your authority, I'm still going to help you. Okay. I'm still going to help you navigate to where you need to be in the next 4 weeks. And we're going to do it step by step, and we're going to do it through resources, and we're going to do it through questions and answers and texting and phone calls, and we're going to do it right. Okay, that's my trucking business blueprint. And like I said, yeah, there's a basic outline that I have, but it's customizable to you. All right. So I encourage you, if you're thinking about it, or if you're in your business and you do not feel organized, then check it out. Okay. It's so important, you guys, to be out there and running compliantly. All right. Compliantly. Oh, dictionary.com. Because they're looking for revenue. DOT is looking for revenue. it's I was pulled over once, by the way, in New Mexico. I was running down I-10 and or I was I-40, and I noticed a trooper come up and he just paced me. He was right next to me, right next to my window. And I mean, I wasn't nervous or anything. And he just sat there for maybe about a mile. And, he ran up to me and then stopped and matched my speed. And I thought, what the hell is he looking at? And because I wasn't doing anything like distracted or anything. And he took off. I get about another 5 miles down the road and he's in the center island. And I pass him up and he pulls out and he lights me up. What the freaking hell? He pulled me over and ticketed me because my DOT number just said DOT number 3, blah, blah, blah. I said, yes, sir. Oh, okay. So I don't understand what the issue is. And he says, well, in the regulations, which he sat there and opened up for me, you have to have US in front of DOT. All right, buddy, I'll send in your $68 in a few weeks. Okay. So it's maddening, right? It's just freaking maddening. Some of the stuff that happens out there and why they why they pull you over. I mean, he was very nice, but nice only gets you. I don't know. I'll tell you guys one other thing real quick, since we're just sitting here jabberjawing. Cajon, California, I-15. Most of you know that there's little way station there going northbound on I-15 out of Southern California. The way station on the other side was destroyed by fire. I don't think it's been rebuilt yet. I think they're working on it though after all these years. Just remind you guys, let me see. I think there might be some questions in there. We'll see if I can get to most of those questions here at the end. We're getting close anyway. I don't want to keep you guys. Remember to, if you want to support the channel, the super chats, those questions for sure will be answered before I sign off for you. Okay. Anyway, I stopped, and this was pretty early in my career, maybe my second or third year. And I was driving for Andrus Transportation out of Utah, St. George, Utah. And I went through the scale, and they pulled me in to come into the office and bring my papers. I came in, and he says, okay, I see you have a hazardous load. Yes, sir. You got placards on your trailer in the necessary spots? I said, yes, sir. And then at the time I'm talking to him, this idiot next to me, idiot driver. Okay. I don't like talking bad about people, but this guy just, anyway, he was arguing about the bridge law on his tandems. And if you guys know by now that if you argue, you go ahead and make your case, but don't be confrontational, because they're more than likely to listen to you, right? You start arguing, they're going to find something to write. So this DOT officer is just listening to this guy, and this guy he's like so mad he's spitting while he's talking to the DOT officer, and I'm trying to concentrate here. And so that's going on right next to me. And the DOT officer looks up at me and he says, sir, the reason I pulled you in is because you are placarded hazmat, but you do not have a lock on your door. And immediately I just kind of dropped my head, because it's dumbass me. What am I going to do? Okay. It's kind of hard to fight that. just dropped my head and I kind of did something like this. And I looked back up and he's walking away. He says, "Here, let me show you." And he starts to reach really high for this freaking book that's about like this thick. "Let me show you the regulation." I said, "I don't know, sir." I said, "No, sir, you don't need to show me the regulation. I'm well aware of the regulation. I just forgot to put the lock on. In fact, the lock is sitting right when I open my door, the lock is right there." And he looks up at me and he looks over at the guy next to me that's still spitting. And he says, "You got the lock?" "Yeah, I got the lock." He says, "I'll tell you what, you go out and put the lock on. I'm not going to give you a ticket because I don't really think you need to spend $1,500 to get out of this." "Well, no, sir, I don't. And I thank you very much." Hey guys, they have a job to do, and sometimes we're dumbasses and sometimes we forget things. Even though I think I was a perfect driver, no, sorry. I did something wrong all the time. And part of that is I learned something all the time too. You always have to, don't be out there, guys, thinking you know it all, gals. There's always something you can learn from new guys who are very millennials, right? Whew, they are a different breed out there. They are. Um, but there you can learn from them, okay, especially technology wise and how they run their business. And I'm more so talking about the newer owner operators, the young owner operators, as well as the old heads. Um, so just keep your ears open and learn something every day. So with that said, you guys, that's it for what I have for you today. But wait, let's get to some questions. Okay, let me go back up and look here. Let's see. Where was I at? Okay, we answered that. Yes, we did talk AD about the fact that you can rent equipment, okay, and use it with Amazon. Let's see. Yes, it is. In some states, and in fact, I heard in Texas that your IRP and especially the IFTA can take 4 to 6 weeks. I don't know why everything is so backed up right now, but yeah, that sounds like it's active. Trucker Style Sean, I may want to contact you about what you're saying here regarding Amazon, and signed up with the UIIA. I may need some help with that, buddy. Okay. Wow. So Dwayne here says he's been waiting for IRPs for 4 months, if to 3 weeks. Whew. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing, you guys. It's and that's if you can find a truck, right? If you can find equipment. My truck was 2000 when I bought it in 2017. It was a 2013 Cascadia. And I spent, I think it was $50,000, might have been $55,000, had 340 or 45,000 miles on it, 13 speed, and sold it a couple years later. And that truck today, that same truck is at some places in the 70s. Now tell me how that happens. It's crazy. The prices, because of all of this, has in the past year, the prices have gone up. It's just like trying to buy a used car. It's hard to buy a used car. The inventory is so low. So trailers, same thing. Trailers are worse to get a hold of. When I went and leased my trailer, by the way, from a company called RollandTrailer.com. I had a trailer in 2 days. It was a 1-year-old trailer. I had a $600 payment on it as a lease payment. And believe me, it was worth it. Tell me you can find something like that today. It ain't happening. I feel for you guys looking for equipment out there right now, and be prepared to fly to your equipment, you guys. Don't look if you live in Tampa, Florida. Don't keep your radius in just Florida. You may have to fly to freaking North Dakota to get your truck. Okay, truckpaper.com is your friend, and be prepared to make that expense to fly to your truck. Otherwise, you're really narrowing down your options. All right. Okay. Okay. He has active DOT, stupendous life. Your MC is not. No, sir. You need to have. Amazon, unfortunately, requires you to have interstate authority, which requires an MC number, even though you do plan on working intrastate. Okay, yeah, they do require you to have that MC number. Manuel, Mr. Castillo, if you're talking about starting with your authority, you can start by heading over here, and then you can fill out that form. We take care of that for you after you fill out the form and submit it to us. And then it's just a process of us, or me most of the time, 95% of the time, holding your hand and telling you, depending on what type of operation you're going to be, guiding, and helping you, mentoring you, coaching you to get compliant, because it takes 21 working days or 30 actual days before your authority will become active once you pay the FMC their fee. Okay. And during those 4 weeks, we will work together. You don't have to worry about what comes next or if you're going to forget something, because I will guide you through that step by step, sir. Okay. We will be doing a lot of hand holding. All right. Let's see. All right. Questions. So trucker style Sean definitely is okay. Sean, I'm sure I've looked at your channel. I need to go look at you, look at again, because here, let's just give you a little bit of a plug too, bud. Burton is asking if you're still offering help to set up carrier packets for direct shipper work. So evidently that's what trucker style Sean does. I'm going to go ahead and give him a shout out there. So if you need something like that done or want to check out his channel, go ahead and do it. Hey, we're all in this to help each other. Okay. Let's see. Oh, man. Yes, and I stay away from this. We have big port. I'm between 2 big ports up there in Oakland and San Pedro. Lord have mercy. No way am I going to get involved with any of that. And they've got some funky rules here at the San Pedro port for drivers and for owners, and it's a big stink. Now, Richard says my IFTA took 20 weeks in Texas back on March. Okay, I heard 4 to 6 weeks, but my Lord, I never heard of 20 weeks. That's just, holy cow, you guys. Burton, listen, bud, it's people that help me with the channel, where I can continue doing what I'm doing. And yes, I do remember you, and I appreciate it. You're very welcome. And as you know, you've always got access to me, right? So just email me, or hey, say, like I tell my people, if you need to talk to me rather than email, and you only need 10 or 15 minutes, just email me. Let me know if you can't find anything on truckingtopics1on1.com. But that's only for people who have worked for me before. Okay, where you can email me, and if there's nothing on that truckingtopics1on1.com, and I'll set something up off the books for you. Okay, so I'm still there for you. Any questions that I can answer? And as you know, if I don't know the answer, I am not going to try to pretend like I do, because I've told many of you, I don't know the answer to that. Let me look at that. Matter of fact, one of the things I'm looking at right now was a question from a subscriber. I think maybe we talked Friday, and she wants to be a dispatcher. So exactly what does that entail? I mean, does she have to have broker authority through the FMCSA? Well, I'm kind of learning some things about that. So it's because of you guys too that I've learned so much, especially about box trucks. I didn't know hardly anything about box trucks a year and a half ago, you guys, or 2 years ago. You've taught me a lot. So Burton, thank you, man. Appreciate it. I really do. Let's see. All right, Mark, this is a good point, bud. I can't address it. Well, I mean, I can address it and tell you you're absolutely correct. Benefits for your company are exorbitantly high. The only thing that I can suggest is I know that if you go through organizations like, let's say, OOIDA, ooida.com, I know that they have like benefits packages available that are geared towards trucking companies, obviously, since they're a trucking association. You may want to look at the ATA, American Trucking Association. Google is your friend, but it is that the cost is high, and I just don't know how people do it, especially starting out. Because when you're starting out, you're spread very thin. Your profit margin is very thin until you get past the learning curve, and that's part of what I help you with. Is most of you, now I'm not going to say most of you guys and girls, okay? I shouldn't say girls. That's sexist. I don't mean for it to be. God damn it, I'm 60. I say old words, okay, but I don't mean anything by it. It's like I say around the house, I'm old. Leave me alone. So, what were we? I wanted to bring something up. See, I looked over and it's like, God, someone might need to remind me what the hell I was talking about. Oh, okay. Benefits. I remember benefits. Talking to organizations, how Google is your friend, and not knowing how you guys can have another expense when all this other stuff is going on at the very beginning. I know I wanted to show you something, but I can't remember. Mark, check with OOIDA, check with the ATA. But it's pricey, buddy. I mean, you can get everything from 401ks, okay, for your employees, to private disability insurance. Don't mind me. Some of you may know about Binks, the cat that was with me on the truck, basically from about 4 weeks on. So he's very attached to me even today, going on a few years later. All right. So I forgot what I was going to do there. That's embarrassing. Richard, his tech videos. Are you talking about Sean? Curious there. Let's see here. Get through these last few questions. I think we'll probably wrap it up, you guys. I really want to know if you can just take just a moment. I'm not asking you to subscribe and like, because You probably already done that. I'm asking you, see how I did that? I'm asking you if you wouldn't mind putting in the comments below before you leave, or maybe at a later date when you see the replay. What did you think of the live? Should I do more lives, or should I just go back to videos? Because I'm at this point, I'm putting together a 3-day-a-week live. Okay. And I think one of them is going to be on Sundays. All right. Yeah. Oh, this is this. I'm glad you brought this up, Dwayne. Not only is that area saturated with box trucks, but if you buy a box truck anywhere up in that area and to the west a little bit, you are paying so much more money for it than you should be. You need to, for those of you that are up in the upper Midwest, Ohio, Indiana, all those, areas there, you need to really be looking away from there for your equipment, for all your equipment. The prices have skyrocketed in that area more than probably anywhere that I know of. Okay. So fly to your equipment. That's another one of my sayings. Okay. So this is marketing, buddy. Burton, you need to start in, for instance, I'm just taking a guess here, okay, because I've never done this. You need to start in your area and start knocking on doors. And, of course, before that, you're going to have a plan together of, what your service is going to be, the type of equipment you have, the availability and so forth. And of course, your rates. I mean, it starts with knocking on doors. I don't think there's a magic pill that you can take to all of a sudden have relationships direct with shippers, but those are the best relationships to have, right? Because then you're cutting the broker out, you're cutting the middleman out. You might be cutting 3 people out of the deal. The brokering system in the United States is broken. Okay. It's hard to navigate that. There's a lot of money that an owner doesn't see. Okay. So yeah, direct shipping relationships is the best. But as far as I know, there's no magic pill. It's marketing yourself, getting together your business plan, something that you can present to these people directly, even through email as maybe a first shot effort. But then you're going to have to fly, you're going to have to drive or walk and knock on doors. Okay. Okay. Okay, you were talking about Sean. Yeah, I'm sure I've seen his stuff, and I'm gonna go back and take a look, because there's guys out there that I follow, and there's a couple of females out there that I follow too that are into trucking, and there's a lot that I don't. There's a lot of trash out there, and since I'm not a trash talker, I'm not going to talk about them, but I'm just going to tell you, in every industry, in any niche on YouTube, you're going to have your you're going to have your solid producers and people who come across okay, and then you're going to have those that they think they know it all and whatever, and they make all these wild claims, and then you're just going to have those that are going to get you in trouble. Okay, so I do have, I'm going to say 5. I have 5 trucker channels that I follow regularly. I stay away from the trash. I don't even want to hear it. Why do I need to hear it? So you guys do the same thing. Okay. If you think I'm trash, hey, that's cool. Okay. By the way, a lot of this, when you guys are getting help and mentorship and coaching and so forth, it's a relationship. So if you don't get along with my personality, and I think you're that guy from the Northeast with that heavy accent that feels like you're just going to stomp my ass into the ground, it might be a little hard for me to work with you. I love that freaking accent, man. That Jersey accent. Oh my God. So it's great. It's great. All right, so live shows seems like um, they're working pretty good. And Richard, yes, you can. Now, I've been up to 12 hours early to an Amazon delivery. Now, they will take you if they have a spot for you, either at a door or in the parking lot. Okay. Um, as you know, their Amazon is heavily scheduled. Okay. That's why they have certain times for you to deliver and pick up. But it does happen where you can deliver early. I have never been told I can't deliver. Nope, one time, Q4, which we're in right now for the next couple of weeks. Okay, Q4, Amazon is a mess and you might not be able to drop early. But like I said, I was 12 hours early. I went up, I asked the guard. They said, "Yeah, we can take you." I dropped it, left, and took a little rest. I was ready to go again. Does not hurt to go up to the gate and ask. It's not going to go against you in any way. So go ahead, go up and ask them. If you can get rid of that damn trailer, get rid of it. Okay. Um, let's see here. Okay, so I don't have any. Whitmill is talking about his truck burning up and um, wanting some legal action out of that. And yes, you should do something about that. So I don't have anybody in the legal area to refer you to, but I think where I would start, if I were you and I didn't have anybody on retainer or any type of a lawyer, I would go to an association. So try the ATA, American Trucking Association, or try OIDA. I would probably go there first, OOIDA, and see what they have to offer in terms of referrals for that. I mean, you can also use Google, right? But the problem with Google is that you have to. Oh, there are so many shysters on there. Yeah, they're going to tell you they can help you with this. Oh, we're the truck accident lawyer or whatever. You got truck issues, or you got this issue or that issue, but they can also be shysters, right? For instance, I'm going to show you guys something, and I'm doing a video on this soon. So this, let me get out of here. Let me go back to comments. Let's see. Let's open up a banner. Let's just go to our truck biz. Okay, you guys see that? You guys see? Oh, yeah, there we go. All right. All of that here. All right. I had muscle hanging out of my arm in Albuquerque, New Mexico, because I was attacked by a police canine minding my own damn business, and they were doing an investigation, and the canine was not on a leash, and I dared to get out of my truck while I was broke down to get a breath of fresh air, and the canine looked at me, and I never saw the canine, by the way, never heard anything saying that the canine was out, nothing. Got out of my truck, the canine and I matched eyes, but he was on the other side of a fence at the time. And he didn't go wild. He just started sniffing along his side of the fence and was, he got up to a portion of where the gate was that they went into, the deputies, and he was able to get out. And he attacked me. I say that because the lawyer that I wound up getting was the first lawyer I went to, and that was a mistake. He was a great guy, and New Mexico laws are really funky. If I had been bitten in California like that, I'd be a millionaire right now. But that's not nearly the case in New Mexico. But I think I could have gotten a better lawyer. So just be careful of if you do use Google or whatever, you need to vet these people. All right. So that's why I would go to an association and see what they have to offer and so forth. I will tell you that this is all on video. I was attacked standing in front of my truck, and the camcorder. What do you call it? Yeah, camcorder. That's the old things that you used to put on your shoulder. You guys remember those? Are you that old? You used to do this and dash cam. That's what it is. Christ, Mr. Daniels, where are you? All right. That is not Mr. Daniels. I'm just questioning where he's at, but it's all I have to drink right now is my Coke Zero. Dash cam doesn't have any sound on it, but it definitely shows me getting attacked and the deputy showing up about 25 seconds later. Yeah. So through that investigation and so forth, I did manage to get some audio, and it was from the audio clips that they wore on their belts. They didn't have cameras, but they had audio clips. So I was able to splice the audio in with the footage of the camera. And I keep thinking that I want to show you guys what not to do, like have something kind of funny, like what not to do when you're broke down in Albuquerque, New Mexico, near the Loves. All right. I was at the Freightliner dealership out there over a weekend, parked outside because they were closed. It was a Sunday. They were closed on Sunday. And I wound up getting attacked. So I'm interested in maybe putting together something to show you guys what happened. When I'm attacked, there's no blood. It just shows me being taken down quite aggressively and being dragged about 10 feet. And then the deputy showing up, and then, like 20 seconds later, and then taking another 20 seconds to get the dog's teeth out of my skin. And me and the dog are like this. His nose, I mean, I'm breathing his air. He's just, and I see these big teeth, and I'm looking at my skin, and I'm looking at my muscle hanging out. And the first thing that went through my mind was, God dang, I hope I don't need stitches. Anyway, yeah, I've got pictures and everything. I probably won't show some of those pictures. They are awful graphic. I mean, I even asked the officer at the while I was sitting there, and I waited 20 minutes for an ambulance. I said, am I going to lose my arm? Because it just didn't look good. I went into that story because we were talking about lawyers. Yeah, go to the ATA, go to an association, OIDA, and get some help from there. Okay. I think I'm going to wrap this up, you guys. Hold on a minute, though. Can I just check one more time for some last minute questions? Thank you, Baminda Boy. Yes, Burton, you really need to be put together, buddy, because if you knock on a door and you do get someone who says, hey, come in and talk, it's just going to be talk, right? No, you need to be professional, have something with your logo on it, have it in a presentation form in a folder, like the folder, the folder with like a clear top that shows the cover page, talks about your company, your logo, and then all the niceties inside that will show that you are a professional trucking company. Okay. Yeah. You need to have that beforehand. That's marketing, my friend. So yeah, do that. And you will put yourself so far ahead of other truckers who are doing the same thing, but not as professional. Okay. So, there is work for single axle day cab, of course. Sure there is, and with Amazon as well. In Amazon, it's not nearly the problem with Amazon is you don't know what the weight of your load is. But I'm going to tell you this: I've never had a load over 18,000 in the box. All right, and I pulled for them for about a year and a half. I never had anything over 18,000 in the box. Most times in the box, I was between 8 and 12,000, and then a lot of times less. So your single axle is going to be fine with your local area and Amazon. Okay, you have to be concerned about the weight, of course, and that's what it comes down to, right? Let's see. Bought a 2016 Freightliner 20-foot box truck $37 wasn't worth it. Okay, I'm just going to be honest with you. Remember when I told you earlier that I'm not going to try to blow smoke up your skirt? I don't think I said that, but you get the gist. I don't really know. And in fact, even if it was a semi that you were talking about, I really wouldn't know because prices have inflated so much. Now, you asked me this question a year and a half ago, and I'd be all over it, or a year ago, and I'd be all over it. But I can't give you an honest opinion on that right now. You know what you can do? Just again, one of the resources I use is truckpaper.com. Go to truckpaper.com and start looking. You can actually search on this particular vehicle, a 2016 Freightliner 20-foot box truck, okay, and see what comes up. And then you'll know whether or not you may have gotten a decent deal, okay? This is a problem, you guys, right now, especially Q4. Richard Herrera, yes, they're supposed to pay you for canceled stops because it is part of the rate con. All right, all of your stops are part of the rate and the rate con. So the rate con is legal. It's whatever you and Amazon agreed to, and it might not be like a rate con like you would get from a broker on the DAP board, but if you agree to a certain rate, and I think Amazon sends out an email verifying that, that's a rate con. So you should get whatever it was that you were expecting, even though they canceled those stops. And if you don't, you need to put a support issue, submit a support issue through the support center available on your app or on the Relay website. Okay. Don't let that go and stay after them. Okay. Because they're not the easiest to work with. Okay. Whitmill Transportation, I see that. And so just like I said, I would contact ATA or OIDA to start with. Okay. And then if you want to do a Google search, just make sure you do your due diligence. Yes, sir, Richard. Mr. Daniels and I are going to be talking here in about 2.5 hours or so. I do have a set date with him daily. I appreciate the love, you guys. Thank you so much for allowing me to talk to you today. I started, for those of you that weren't here, I started by saying that my time with the channel has been affected the past couple of months due to health issues with my wife that have been very challenging. Things are finally, it's just been hard. Things are finally starting to work out. She's getting better. I'm starting to put more time into the channel. I've been working a lot on my truck business blueprint. You can go to truckbizblueprint.com and find out what some of that is. That's just the very beginnings of it to help you guys, even if your company is already started and you kind of feel like you're haphazard and you're just kind of, in the truck and delivering and that's the next load. No, you guys, it won't work that way. That's good short term. Okay. But we need to get you thinking long term to make you successful, give you some tools that you need to shine and put yourself above other trucking companies out there. Okay. So we talked about the truck business blueprint. We talked about my apology for me not being 100% there. Looks like things are getting back. That's why I'm doing this live rather than doing a video, because videos take more time for me. We talked a little bit about the article on ATBS.com where some of the things you should look at when winterizing your truck. So you can go to ATBS.com and search for winterizing your truck if you want to read that article And I'll try to put that actually in the comments, or not in the comments, but in the show notes below after I'm done here. And if you're interested, they also have bookkeeping and tax services, which I've used in the past. But they have a great database on trucking related matters. Okay, they're one of my go-tos. And we answered some questions. We had a few super chats, and I thanked you for those as they came in. I appreciate the support of the channel. You can go to truckingtopics.com. Those are the services that I have there for you. Remember, truckingtopics1on1.com is where you can go and see if there's any 15-minute phone blocks available where we can get to know each other. Those are free. If they're not, just keep trying, because I only have six of those a week, and they do go quick. And I only schedule out, I think it's 4 weeks, but it might only be 3 weeks because people cancel. Okay. And that's not fair to you guys who want to talk. With that, guys, I'm going to let you go. Thank you for spending time. Richard, thank you, buddy. I appreciate the super chat. And everyone who supports me, and the support comes by comments, it comes by subscribers, it comes by likes, and just let me know how I can help you. Give me some constructive criticism, I guess, right? What can I do better for you? What do you like? And be sure to tell me that you were here in the comments, who you are, where you're from. All right. All right, guys, I want you to have a blessed and safe Sunday. And I'm looking at probably seeing you guys again live on Wednesday. All right. So thank you for hanging in there with me. You have a wonderful day, and please be safe.